All right, so we're not on the record yet, but we have a motion to compel. So Ms. Thompson, are you going to have any testimony from anybody or just arguments?
Just arguments. Yeah, well, there will be some testimony from the realtor, but other than that, just arguments.
Okay, and then Ms. Hos, Angela Hos, you want to unmute? And are you going to have any witnesses?
I'm using my daughter's computer, so it's not Angela, it's Rhonda.
Okay, and so are you going to have any witnesses?
Just myself and some documents that I sent as exhibits to the court.
Okay, and so Ms. Thompson, have you got those exhibits?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so are they, is that something that I can get, that I can look at?
They were sent to the court clerk as well, or Maria, or whoever it goes to.
Okay, I mean, because I don't see anything in the file, so I'm not sure if it's, I know you can look at exhibits somehow on Zoom if they're downloaded or something.
I don't know.
All right, so let me get.
I asked to appear in court, but I was not given the right to appear in court.
Okay. What do you mean you're not? Okay, what do you mean you're not given the right to appear?
I asked to appear in court so I could bring physical documents. I'm not used to using the computer, and the internet is liable to go out here. It's not reliable. So I was not given that right. But anyways, I did send the documents. I don't know. I'm not that computer savvy at the moment. I don't have access to all of these things, but I did send copies of the documents.
Okay, well, I don't have any of those, and you
could
have showed up, but we're going to go ahead and so Ms. Thompson and Ms. Hos, get your witnesses. Let me get them to raise their right hands. Okay, do you and each of you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Yes.
And Ms. Belusic? Oh, and Ms. Belusic, you're muted. I can see you're talking, but can't hear it.
Is that there out now?
Now it can, okay.
Okay, sorry about that.
All right, so this is cause number 2022L8099, the matter of the marriage of Bruce Hos and Rhonda Hos. And so Ms. Belusic and Ms. Hos have been sworn. So Ms. Thompson, you may proceed.
Your Honor, so just briefly, I'll give an opening. So we were here before you a few months ago on a motion to compel to sell what was the marital residence. And we set some amounts and we set a stair step, and the house still has not sold. And Mr. Hos is still being 100% responsible for all of the bills, utilities, and maintenance in the house. And at this point, there is an offer on the house from, I believe, an investor, and that amount is a little bit lower than what we set when we were here last time. So we're asking the court for permission to drop the price of the house so that the house can go ahead and sell. If you recall, the last time we were here, we've already talked about the stall tactics and the techniques that have been used so that Mrs. Hos can continue to live for free. And so we're asking the court to put a stop to that. And
I see here that the drop 45 and 530. So what is the offer you have now?
I believe the offer right now, Your Honor, is between 475 and 500.
It's 480,000.
All right. So do you want to call a witness, Ms. Thompson?
Just Ms. Belusic.
Yes.
Okay. You may proceed.
Ms. Belusic, and I'll just be really quick. You are listed as the realtor of this property, correct?
Correct.
And how long have you had the property listed approximately?
87 days.
Okay, and for the original order that was presented to the court, you followed the prior order with the step down amount?
Correct.
And is there a current offer on the house?
Yes, there is for $480,000 cash.
Okay, and do you believe at this time that that's a reasonable offer on the home?
I do. I do, just because there is a lot of updating needed, and the investor brought in a contractor and showed all the different things kind of needing to be done. So I feel like he's going to put a lot of money into it. So I do feel it's fair.
Okay, and do you believe that at this point they could get, please strike that from the record. The amount of time that the house has been listed, is that a normal amount of time for a house to be listed?
In this market, yes. I do feel like it would have gone a lot quicker had it been lower.
Okay.
No.
No further questions. I pass the witness.
So Ms. Hos, do you have questions for Ms. Belusic?
Well, yeah, okay, Ms. Belusic. If you were to look at the outside exterior of the house and the landscaping and whatnot, is that what you would find standard to putting a house on the market for sale in our area?
No, I mean, it definitely needs curb appeal. And trimmed up, yes, it needs definite curb appeal.
So in your assessment and looking at the landscaping just on the outside, not to even look at what needs to be done with the house, the landscaping on the outside is not what it should be.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else, Ms. Thompson?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. So Ms. Hos, do you want to give some testimony?
I would, yes, I would love to. In this whole divorce situation, there's been a lot of things going on that have happened that are in shady, for what I say. The last time before I appeared before court, I had gone in to get some information to properties that have been sold in the area.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to narrative and to relevance. Number one, this issue's already been litigated and none of the testimony being presented is what we're before the court for today.
Okay, so
It
objection
is very
sustained.
important. Can I continue?
Well, their objection is sustained, so you can continue. It's going to depend on what you're going to say.
Okay. Well, let's get right down to the issues at hand. The property in question that is being sold or trying to be sold to an investor. Okay. My name has been removed from the title, the record of title in Austin County. Someone has not.
I'm going to object to relevant.
Yeah. The documents are missing. The documents are not there. Why?
What document are you talking about?
Right now, my husband is shown to be the only person on the deed. I sent a document to the court showing the loan papers, that I am to be on the deed.
So have you looked in the clerk's office for the deed to the property?
Bruce Hos is here. He has the document and he could testify to the fact that it was sent to him with his name only.
Do you have a copy of the deed where you and your husband obtained the property?
I do not at the moment. I am broke. I have no income. I have no alimony because Mr. Hos didn't want to pay alimony. So when we went to mediation,
to relevance.
We're going to go off the record. There's no way we can do this on the record. So instructing the court reporter to stop. So you don't have a deed. Why do you say your name is not on the title?
I went into the assessor's office to get information. We have a cash sale for the house behind us that went for $500,000+. That was not on record. I could not get access to anything because I was told that I do not have my name is not on the deed.
Okay, if you came to the tax assessor's office, why didn't you come to the courthouse and look for the deed?
I did go in.
Okay,
I did go in.
okay,
And
so
and I do have the
Um,
original paperwork that I gave the court a copy of it. That shows not, which I know at this point, you know, we don't have to get it. I just want you to know that fact. Also,
okay, well, I don't know any facts yet. And
I have-
I'm still asking the question. So you came to the courthouse, you looked at the deed, and you're saying your name is not
I
on
did
the
not
deed?
get, they told me I could have access to the room. I did not have time, or stress is not good for me. Stress, I have been in and out of the emergency room prior to this divorce, and I am not to get stressed because I will end up back in the emergency room.
So
So
it would
these
be,
court settings
so
are
it would
very
be too,
upsetting.
it would be too stressful to come to the courthouse and look at a deed?
At the time I was at the courthouse, I decided that I would go to the title company to find out what happened. So I went to Bott's Title in Sealy and had them pull all of the documents to our mortgage. Somewhere along the way, the official loan paperwork has been changed,
Your Honor,
whether it's from Chase.
Well,
Chase.
I said,
know.
we're not on the record, so you don't need to
What-
object to anything, but what does a loan have to do with title to the property?
Okay. I don't know if Mr. Haas has done some finagling behind the scenes.
Okay, but what
in
does,
selling this.
just wait a minute. What does the loan have to do with title to the property?
I am being forced to sell this house for nothing. I am being forced into poverty intentionally. Why? I can't prove anything at the moment. I have no income. I have no rights to even get an attorney. And Mr. Haas knows that. And in this mediation, this whole bit that I had to go to, I was told that, you know, there's a clause there that says that I was supposed to have an attorney present. I was told that I could not because you ordered it. It was judge ordered. I didn't need to have an attorney. Therefore, I was kept for 12 hours. And right after, and I could even show you, not that you care, two emergency room ordeals prior to going to court, and then ordered to talk to Jasmine in the back of the room. And I was treated like I had no rights. I could not speak. I was ordered to go to mediation. And there was no agreement between Mr. Haas and myself in this, quote, pro se divorce. My rights have been just totally infringed upon. I went, okay, I had no money. Mr. Haas would not give me money for a lawyer. I went down to the bakery where the lawyer for people that don't have any money and representation are supposed to go. So I went there. And what did the guy say? His first comment was, is there any property involved? And I said, yes, 2 pieces of property. What was I told? Get an attorney. And I told him, I said, well, I would if I had money, but I don't have a job. I don't have a job. My husband does. Yeah, no, there was no money for an attorney for me. So I went to another attorney in Belleville. What do they say? $4,400 up front, but oh, you'll get the money back. Okay, well, I don't have it. I don't have it. And my life is more important than fighting Mr. Haas for this property. But in the duration of this whole situation, degrading situation as it is, to have to come before you, not knowing the law, but having to represent myself And at the same time, know that there is all kinds of things going on behind the scenes. Prior to this divorce, we had a house in Colorado that was sold. There was $35,000 in addition to the money that went to my son for him to take over the loan. Where did the $35,000 go, I ask? Huh? Well, I was never told. Mr. Hos says, well, it went back into whatever. Okay, fine. Then I was led into the situation that, yeah, okay. Yeah, we're supposed to buy a place in Utah to go live. Right, Mr. Hos? We arrived there. I'm not allowed to go in. Why? Because he signs for the loan all by himself. I also sent
What do you say the house should be sold for? The current residence, the marital residence.
Personally, I don't have a house to live in, and he just bought a $600,000 house.
Okay.
I find that a problem. Where did he get the money? It's not listed. He says retirement.
The question
fund.
today is, what price should the house be sold at? We went from 560 to 545 to 530 without any offers, and now there's an offer for 480,000.
Yeah, and it's funny. Yeah, there were some people that came to the house, and I couldn't even find out who they were in my house. They were looking for documents. I know they were. I can't prove it. But you can ask Miss Belusic, because I called her. I recognized a truck that had driven up to my house asking about a truck that my husband supposedly owned, but my daughter owned it. So I don't know. Maybe you can add some information to this, Bruce.
Okay, what is the price that you think the house should be listed at now?
Well, given that he won't do any repairs and he won't do the landscaping to the house is not worth much in this market. I have tried to come to an agreement with him to change the percentages on the sale of the house, but he won't budge. I personally think that the percentages for the sale, I want out. I want to be completely rid of my ex and his control and his harassment. It's been nothing but harassment in this court. And I had asked you before I signed the divorce, would I have to play this game that he has before me if I sign this? How many times will I be in the court? And you said, well, if he has a legal situation. So here I am, harassed by Mr. Hos. So
Okay,
I
so
would like to get
just wait a
this sold.
second. So back in December last year, so about 11 months ago or so, there was a divorce decree signed, and we had procedures in here to sell the house. The house is not sold yet, and that's the issue today. So what are you saying the value of the house is that it can be sold at?
Well, the mediated settlement and the agreement at that time was that the house would be listed for 700 and something thousand, with the fact that Mr. Hos and Jasmine picked out that price because they insisted it could be sold for that. So everything within the agreement of the mediation was based on the sale of the house being at 700 and something thousand. So what I would have earned out of the Utah property percentage was put to the house here. So of course, as the price of the house goes down and down and down and down, because Mr. Hos will not do anything to the house to improve the value of the house, I'm being forced to keep to those percentages that are not fair. So I asked you, in fairness, that the house, I can deal with the house being sold. I can go with it. It was, they came to a price. I had nothing to do with this price. It was worked out with Mr. Hos and whoever. But I can sell this house to the investor, but I think the percentages of what is coming from that should be increased on my part. I have no job. I have been sick.
The divorce was done back in December. So the time to change any of those numbers is long past. So if you're agreeing to sell the house for 480, then
I know. If I get money for a civil case, I can take it to civil case, but I don't want to.
Okay, so Ms. Thompson, what's it gonna take to get the house sold at 480?
Can I defer to Ms. Belusic on that?
All right,
Yes, I mean, parties just getting the contract signed by the sellers and presenting it and getting it done. It's a cash deal, so it will go very quickly. My concern is her having time to get out of the house.
Plus, I have no money to move, so that will have to come somewhere up front, or I'll have to have time after the closing. I have no money. I have no job because of my health. So,
Your Honor, if I can just add, Mr. Hos has been footing all of the bills for 2 years in the residence. And we've known for at least a year now that we were going to sell the residence.
that's right. And my health has been not well. Has it, Bruce?
okay, so Ms. Belusic, where should people appear to sign the contract?
I can do electronically for Mr. Hos, and I can meet Mrs. Hos either at my office or I can go to her house. However, whatever's easiest on everybody.
All right, so Ms. Haas, what's easier for you to go to Ms. Belusic's office or for her to come to the house?
I can go to her office. I don't really have much of a choice here anyways.
All
Been
right,
that way
so
from the beginning.
when Ms. Belusic, how quickly can the contract be ready?
I would say tomorrow. I will try to have it. I need to talk to the other agent, but I would say by tomorrow there should be no problem. Tomorrow, say maybe noon.
So on Thursday, September 28th at noon. All right, so then Ms. Haas, can you get to Ms. Belusic's office tomorrow at noon?
I can. And when do I have to have my belongings out of here?
Well, I guess first thing is you need to sign the contract, and is there a closing date as part of the contract, Ms. Belusic?
Originally on the contract that was sent to us, it was October 6th, but they didn't expect that it was going to take this long. So I can get that extended.
Right. All right. So I guess if you get with the other agent and come up with some other closing date,
Sure.
mid-October, something like that.
Okay. Yes.
So there'll be a date in that contract, Ms. Haas, and sometime mid-October. All right. So Ms. Thompson, anything else?
Nothing.
I have a question.
Okay.
Will I get a legal paperwork with the right signatures on it? Official from the court?
Okay, what document are you showing me?
Well, I have this one for the divorce. And you have a copy of it. I sent to you. Signed by Sue as well as Marcy Grimes, is that deputy?
Okay, so they're from the district clerk's office.
Okay. And then from the last court date that Jasmine never sent any information or any signed documents, I get this one. Somebody forged Miss Murphy's signature, and there is no deputy.
Hold it still up to the camera so I can see. And why do you think that's forged? Put it up on her signature up by the camera.
Right here.
Okay, then the other one. Okay, you have lift it up just a little bit. Okay, so again, why do you think that's forged?
Look at the difference?
Well, the first one is signed by Miss Gaines.
No, Sue Murphy is signed above it.
No, Miss Gaines signed that. Miss Grimes signed that. And then she
Right.
signed her name below it. She's a deputy clerk. So she signed the letter. She signed Miss Murphy's name and she signed her name below it to show that that was her signature. On the second letter, Miss Murphy signed it. That's why it's only her signature.
I have other documents that okay. I don't have money for court. and I don't have money to pursue who's doing what and proving what's going on behind the scenes. Unless I want a full-time career at some illegal activity going on.
All right, so could you be at Ms. Belusik's office tomorrow at noon to sign the contract?
Yes, I can be there.
All right, so we'll go back on the record in just a second. So Ms. Thompson, is there anything else?
I had nothing, Your Honor.
And Ms. Hos, anything else about the sale of the house?
No,
And then Ms. Hos, you know where Ms. Belusik's office is?
I do.
Okay, so where is that?
Yeah, it's in Sealy. I'll
Where
find
in
my
Se-
way.
Where is it in Sealy?
I don't know. I'll find it.
All right, so Ms. Belusik, what's the physical address?
402 4th Street here in Sealy, Texas, 77474.
So did you write that down, Ms. Hos?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm a little frustrated with the legal system as it is.
Do you have a piece of paper?
I
and
know
a
where her
pen?
office is. I was there before and signed documents. I will find my way there. What time do I have to be there?
At noon.
At noon.
All right, so go back on the record. All right, so we had some discussion off the record. It's going to be ordered that Ms. Belusik will prepare the contract for the sellers and list the sales price at $480,000. She will get Mr. Hos an electronic signature to sign the contract, and Miss Rhonda Lynn Hos is ordered to be at Miss Belusik's office at 402 4th Street, Sealy, Texas, on Thursday, September 28th at noon, and sign the contract. So Miss Belusik, will there just be one document that Miss Hos needs to sign?
It's about 30 pages. It's the contract and a few of addendums that go with it.
Is there any way that can be emailed or something to her ahead of time so that she can review it between now and noon?
As soon as I get with the other agent and we get the changes done, as quickly as I get it back, I can send it to her. Yes.
All right. So then Ms. Hos, hopefully today you'll get email copies of all those 30 pages or so of documents. And again, you'll be ordered to appear and sign that tomorrow at noon. And again, Ms. Belusik, there'll just be one signature that's required by Ms. Hos.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So Ms. Thompson, anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
And Ms. Hos, anything else today?
Nothing that will be heard. So I'm done.
Okay. All right. So issue those orders and expect that all to be complied with. Nothing else, then I'll disconnect the call. Thank you.
Let's get the facts straight. She loves a verbal ashtray. Never blowing smoke when she gets pissed. She's quick to castrate. Love her on a good day, love her on a bad day. Either way, she's here to stay. Call up, only.